Guys keep asking the question about how to talk to their wife when she's upset or without fighting, about big topics like money, lack of intimacy, and these important things that it should be so easy, but you just have to do it. So it's really interesting because one of the questions that keeps coming from the guys asking, questions is, how do I talk to my wife?
It's very interesting.
It's very interesting,
Yes.
and nothing I would have thought. Now, I'm only speaking from my personality type. Mm-hmm. I get and I understand. I've seen some of these different, types of conversations, but they're asking questions of how do I talk to my wife when she's upset, mm-hmm. number one, without fighting, number two,
okay.
about lack of intimacy, number three,
yeah,
and about money.
Okay.
How do you feel about those?
I feel like, to me, it's, if you're married, shouldn't you know, you married her, shouldn't you know how to talk to her? Like, is it because she's in a certain mood and you don't know how to approach her if she's in that mood? Or, like, what does that mean?
I'm laughing because you know me.
Yeah.
And, I struggle with being sensitive.
Yes.
Empathetic.
And compassionate, yes.
Okay, don't throw any extras in there. You don't need to do that. I struggle with I don't understand this.
I don't either.
I don't understand this because I look at it like, here's how I look at it. What do you mean? How do you talk to your wife?
Yeah.
Is this not your wife?
That's what I'm saying. You're married to her. I don't understand why you wouldn't know how to talk to her.
In my mind, what it exposes is you don't have the guts to talk to her.
Yeah, but why?
You're scared to talk to her. You're intimidated to talk to her. This goes way beyond how do I talk to my wife. This is how do you learn to communicate?
Right.
This is more about communication than talking to your wife. I know the questions keep gearing towards your wife, but I don't understand it because I'm like, just go talk to her.
Yeah, yeah. There's
Do you
something
love each
missing
other?
there that,
What am I missing here?
Right.
If you love each other, why would you not just have an open conversation?
Yeah.
If your wife loves you, you should be able to go and say, hey, hon, we need to talk about something.
Yeah.
This is bothering me. And those key words right there, this is bothering me. That should absolutely bring your wife to sit down and have a conversation and hear a conversation with you. Mm-hmm. If it is not, or if she does not, then maybe the conversation should be hey, how much do we love each other?
Right.
Are we taking care of each other? Are we in this?
Right.
Or where are we here?
Yeah, and maybe there's a disconnect there of them being worried about how she's going to react when they ask her or bring up a problem. Some of it. So, A-types can be difficult. Mm-hmm. So I know I'm that guy. Mm-hmm. I'm the A-type, choleric, strong personality type,
guy. And I do my best, but it's just part of how I'm wired and how I'm built.
Yeah.
I would have no problem saying, hey, we need to talk about something. Okay, if something was bothering me or we had an issue about any of those items. In fact, we've had conversations about all of those items, every one of them.
Yeah.
They're a little bit different. So first of all, should we just talk about them one at a time?
Sure.
So the one was when she's upset.
Okay.
Well, first of all, if that means that you don't know what to say when she's upset or you're trying to keep from fueling the fire, then just wait.
Yeah, don't say anything at the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, let all the energy calm down, any anger or frustration between you calm down, and then you make it a point. You say, hey, let's plan a spot to talk.
Yeah.
How you feeling? Can we talk about an important subject right now that's personal between you and I? And see how she responds.
Yeah.
And then have that conversation. But you're given the opportunity for her, if she's elevated, to come down, relax, and put the wall down.
Yeah.
So then you can speak out of love or out of problem solving.
Right.
Instead of trying to speak out of, I want to talk to you right now when you're upset. Because we don't work well like that.
No, we do not. We've tried doing that, and it just kind of escalates.
I want to solve it anytime.
Yeah.
You do not.
Right. And I can see there's certain aspects of someone, if you should know your spouse, and and their moods. And if they're in a certain mood, like I know I've had that with you, if I can tell you're a little more stressed or whatever, I'm not going to bring up something to you that I know is going to upset you more or make you mad or whatever. So I can see situations like that, but you still need to make a point to bring it up later.
You know, it's just not that hard. If you don't address issues as you move along through your life, through your marriage, and really anywhere, and you're too scared to address them, I shouldn't say scared, I know it's a strong word, maybe not the best word choice. If you're intimidated or reluctant to address them, then you're gonna have a tough go at it, because the problem with that is the narrative in your head is building continually while you're waiting because you're intimidated or reluctant to go speak to your wife about whatever problem is you're dealing with, whether it's because she's upset or because of the lack of intimacy or about money or whatever that conversation is. The longer you wait, the more the story builds in your head, which nobody wins. Right,
and you're building resentment and during that time, and just a lot of things can happen that are not good.
Yeah. So, as far as being upset, give them a chance to let that barrier down and then have the conversation. But you have to ask, and then you have to do it. You don't have a choice.
Right.
It's your relationship. Do you want to be with your wife? Do you love your wife? Do you want to protect your marriage?
Right.
Then you have to have the conversation.
And just like without fighting, it's, I think, the same kind of narrative. You just you need to read the room and kind of see what the mood is. And it's so difficult to... It just depends on the situation, but I feel like the same thing. If you don't want it to get into a fight, kind of approach it in a more sensitive way or something, because that's hard.
So, you may not know this about me, but I'm a bit outspoken, and I'm kind of direct as well.
Yeah, kind of.
So the two of those sometimes can be like, bam. And, I try to choose my words, but sometimes that just because I'm used to, it comes from the business side, I believe, because I'm used to being that way to keep things moving. It's just the nature of operating a business. So it's hard to separate those in the way that you communicate, when you come home.
Yeah.
So you have to be cautious. You've got to give somebody a chance to communicate with you. And oftentimes when we've been in an argument or, related to the person who asked a question about, without fighting, communicating without fighting, it may start another fight.
Right.
It may come up because I may say something that's very direct and to the point, and you don't absorb it well, you take offense to it.
Right.
And then we circle back again later after the walls come down, what we just mentioned for not, upsetting your wife or when she's upset, and you're there again, and it raises tension up. And at some point you gotta make a choice and say, hey, is there anything to win here? Is there anything to gain, or are we just trying to make them take our point?
Yes.
But sometimes it takes multiple attempts.
Yeah, it does. And then there's also, there's also difference because every personality is different. Some people have a shorter fuse than others, and they get mad quickly, and so you just need to navigate around all that kind of stuff. I feel like if you're bringing something specific up.
I remember a specific time when we went probably about a week without speaking.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
maybe 4 or 5 days.
I was gonna say that's probably only happened
many years ago.
Twice ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And it was in a moment, in a season, but there's something that I know when I look back now.
Yep.
There was a different reason. It's not the thing. It's the thing behind the thing.
Behind the thing.
Which,
we did.
Hey, if you don't get the thing behind the thing, that's good. Check out one of our other videos that we did just on that topic, and that was another request by some who were trying to figure that out. But oftentimes, the frustration and why you can't communicate is not the actual topic you're talking about. It's something that you're upset about. It could have nothing to do with your spouse.
Right. It's just something else going on.
Yeah.
And it's coming out in different ways.
What's the importance to learn here is that you have to approach your spouse with love.
Yeah.
And compassion, and really have a heart of wanting to resolve the problem. Now, for me, it drives me nuts. Yeah. I have to resolve the problem.
Yeah.
I don't like leaving things lie, or I don't like just being nicey nice and, oh, we're over it. Well, no, we didn't resolve anything. You know, you sleep on it and it's over. There are times where I understand you just got to let it go. If you keep coming back to it and you can't get it resolved, you know, I get it. But I don't do that well. You'll wake up and want to be, oh, it's happy day. And I'm like, no, it's not happy day. We didn't resolve anything. We are still right here. So when you're ready, we need to resolve this. But until we do, it's not happy day.
Yeah. What were you going to say about the story about years ago, how he didn't speak for 4 days or something?
It was just, the point of that was just that, you know, it took a long time to resolve.
Oh, till we could calm down enough to come together
and get to a place to where normalcy came back.
Yes.
Which was a long time now. We never do that.
I was going to say that
anymore.
Oh gosh, no.
But it's just a season.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, so I think the point is realizing that there's often a deeper issue or something else bothering you. Maybe not. Maybe it's just that thing. Now the next question was on intimacy.
Okay.
So let me ask from a woman's perspective.
Oh gosh.
How should a husband approach his wife about lack of intimacy?
Let's see.
Let me get my notepad out.
Oh my gosh. Everybody's different. So like, I don't know. I feel like certain women, you know,
No.
What?
Women are different. All guys are the same.
No, everybody's different. I'm just saying everyone's different. So
teasing.
Approaching it, you know, everyone's different. I just feel like I know if there's a lack between us, there's another reason. You know, there's something else going on or whatever. But so you're asking me how you would approach it? How should you?
Yeah, the question was, how do you talk to your wife about lack of intimacy?
I mean, I think you would just ask her, is there something going on? Is there something wrong? Do you need something from me? I mean, for me, like the sensitivity things.
Oh, that was so sensitive.
The sensitivity, because you're not very sensitive. So just when you feel closer, obviously, like when you're communicating, when things are going well and stuff, there should be no issues there. And if there are, there's something else, you know, going on behind the scenes, I feel like. But
yeah, so you're addressing
I think you should be able to ask me or bring it up to me, you know, is what's going on there, you know, why aren't we being intimate much or whatever? Like there's obviously a reason that you feel disconnected.
Yeah. So, you know, again, it's difficult from different personality perspectives.
Yes.
Because for me, I'll be like, hey, what's the deal?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
What happened to our 4-time-a-week quota?
Oh my gosh.
And, you know, that's that. You know, I think really it's about, you have to learn your spouse.
Yeah.
And how they communicate. But until you try some things, how do you know?
Right.
You know, you've got to get bold enough to say, look, miss.
Look, miss.
Why? Look, sister.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, that's okay. Look, Kori. What's the deal with the lack of intimacy?
Right.
What's your problem?
Yeah. What's your problem?
Yours.
Yeah.
Because it's not me.
Definitely not you. Yeah.
It's not me. So it must be something with you.
Yeah.
What might that be?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I mean. It's everybody's different. So some women might not like that kind of approach. That might not work well.
Well, I'm saying it with a smile on my face, so it's a little different, but that's probably not the best approach.
No, but I'm just saying some women, everyone's different, so you shouldn't, figure that out within your marriage, how you should ask your wife or get comfortable asking her something about that.
Yeah, and there are guys who believe, and I do too, that the wife, wait, let me pause on that before I get myself in a pickle. Mm-hmm. Believe that there is a responsibility the wife has in a marriage to be a part of the intimacy. So believe that, but you got to be careful how you say that, or some start saying you just are, my sex slave, and you just do what I want, and entertain me,
yes.
And that's not. I mean, if everybody, that's not exactly what I mean.
Yes.
It is important because both parties are supposed to put their spouse first, mm-hmm. and the intimacy is a crucial point mm-hmm. of everyone's marriage. Mm-hmm. But you have to look along the lines of, why, instead of how do I talk to her about it. I would be saying why, and I would ask her, hey, why? If you approach it in a way of taking it on yourself and saying, what can I do different that would encourage, intimacy in our relationship? Or, what's missing
Do you
for
need
you?
Something from me?
Or what's the deal? Can you give me some insight on this? Because I'm not you, you're not me, and you're Venus and I'm Mars, or vice versa, whatever that is. And we need to be able to come together and understand how we need to behave for each other to help us want to be intimate together and spend that quality time together.
Yeah, that's good. I agree.
Yeah. So guys, look, I'm telling you, if you just go out and say, hey, we haven't had sex in a week and we're due, we need to get to it.
That's probably not going to go over so well.
Probably not going to work. Now you can hit and you can flirt a little bit and say like, hey, when's our next visit? Or something like that. I don't know. At least you plant the seed, but you just, at the end of the day, I think it's simple. For those asking the question, how do you talk to your wife about any of these topics? I think it's simple. Just go do it.
Yeah, it was like communication. You just have
to
have
go do it.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to just go out and say, hey, hon, look, we need to talk.
Yeah.
I need to talk about some things that are bothering me. Would you rather me build this stuff up into my head and resent you, or would you rather sit down with me and let's have a conversation so I can get it off my chest and you can fill in the gaps correctly instead of me just making up in my own head?
Yes, exactly. That's right.
Okay. So, guys, there you go. Look, if you want to resolve a problem, it's the same in business, in your relationship, with your kids, in every facet of life. And I've learned the best approach is you just gotta do it. You dive in and you make a point and you go have that hard conversation. The sooner you have that hard conversation, the quicker you're past it. And oftentimes it's not nearly as hard or as bad as you thought it was going to be.
Head. Yeah.